Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. This is Mohammad Kamal Hussain, content creator, Triangular Kamal Academy. Today I am going to discuss a 19-week math assignment for the students of Standard 9. And this assignment from chapter 17 and assignment number 5. So let's see the question, then we will try to answer properly. So 19-week math assignment. This assignment for the students of English version students. So here total 3 questions. Questions related with the graph. So first question, write down the name of the graph. The second questions, make the frequency distribution table of the 3 graphs. And then the next question, inshallah, first few minutes we will discuss about the graphs. Then inshallah, we will try to answer properly. Here I have collected this graph from the assignment given by the NTCB. So first few minutes we have discussed here the actually graph and what types of graph are this. Then we will try to answer. In the first graph we see here, this is the graph of histogram. And this is the graph number 1. In the y-axis, there are given here frequency. In the x-axis, there are given here continuous class interval. So now in the second graph, we see here, this is a polygon where in the x-axis given here continuous class interval and their mid value. And now in the y-axis, there is also given here the frequency. So frequency started from 5 to 55 and class interval is started from 20 to 50. So now second graph done. And the next graph, here we have to explain the third graph. This is the graph is cumulative frequency and the graph number 3. So all here x-axis indicate here x-axis horizontal line and vertical line y-axis. So according to these 3 graphs, we have to answer 3 different questions. First question is write down the name of the 3 graphs. The first question is write down the name of the 3 graphs. And the second question is prepare the frequency distribution table according to the graph 1, graph 2, and the graph 3. And then the next questions, another most important questions related in our real life. Which specific graph is used in the cricket to compare the runs in each over and to compare the total runs of the 2 teams and argument in favor of your answer. That means there are total 3 graphs given here. Which graph is used to compare each over of a cricket team? And which graph is used to compare the total score of the 2 teams? So now we have to answer these 3 questions and argument in favor of your answer. That means you have to explain the logic behind your answer. So now, inshallah, we will try to answer properly. So there is already, okay, first question's answer, you can take the screenshot, no problem here. First question's answer, according to the graphs referring in the given stems or according to the stem, the first graph name is histogram, second graph name is polygon, and third graph name is ogive curve. So this is the first question answer is done here. Now, second questions. Make the frequency distribution table of 3 graphs. So now from the first graph, here given 30 to 35 is up to 7. Okay, let me review here the graph. Then we will, I think it will be better for us if we discuss first from the graph. Okay, now see the first graph here. In the first graph, we see here first class interval is started from 30 and ended at 35. So here 30 to 35, the frequency, this graph is up to 6 and 7. So there is a 7. In the next graph, 35 to 40, that means 35, the class interval 35 to 40, and this class intervals up to 4. So now next one is 40 and 40 to 45 is up to 8. So now in the same way, we will complete first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth class interval. So now this information is given here this class interval must be continuous class interval. First, we have to know what is continuous class interval. Continuous class interval means first class interval completed at 35. So second class interval is start from 35. Second one completed at 40. So third one started from 40. That means the upper value of previous class is connected with the lower value of the next class. That means this is the continuous. So now if we write here like 1 to 5 and 6 to 10, they are not continuous because they are not connected. In the first interval, the highest value, and the second interval, the lowest value will be same. And this is called the continuous class interval. And the question demand, and you have to write in continuous class interval. So now here is also in the second graph, we see first class interval is 20. It started from 20 and 25 to, and this is up to 30. And there is up to 30. And then the next one this is completed at 25. So next one will start it from 25, and this is now 30. In the graph we see 25 to 30 class interval is up to it's inside 20 to 25, and it's maybe around 23. So now you can write 22 or 23, no problem. I think it's look 23. And the next 30 to 35, 30 to 35, this class interval up to in between 55 to 50. So here we see around 2 more than 50. So we can write here 52. In the same way, we have to complete first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth class interval. And this is frequency number. This is continuous class interval, midpoint of continuous class intervals. So now, okay, first few minutes we will complete the first and second one. Then we will come back again the third graph. So now here frequency distribution table of histogram in the graph 1 as follows. So now this is the class interval. Also you can write here continuous class interval or simply class interval, and the frequency 7, frequency 4, and this up to now complete. Now in the same way from histogram, if we collect the data, there will be frequency table. The frequency distribution table of the polygon in the graph 2 as follows: 20 to 25, this is 30, 25 to 30 up to this is the 23, 30 to 35 up to 52. So now it's a continuous because here upper value of previous class is equal to lower value of the next class. Upper value of previous class is equal to lower value of the next class. That's why this is called the continuous class interval. So now first and second done, and let's review here the next third one. Okay, I think we have to explain first the graph here, then we will make the frequency distribution table. So now what we see inside the graph, now here we see the Srinir Uchchashima. Srinir Uchchashima means upper value of class interval. Upper value of class interval is 10, upper value of class interval is 20. So if this is 10, here we can write this is started from 0 to 10. The next one is started from 10 and completed at 20. So now next one is 20 to 30. What we see here in y-axis, this is cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency, Bangla word is promojojito gonosankha, cumulative frequency. So in the first upper value of first class interval, we see value is 2. So right here 2. The next 10, 20 up to 20, there is the 7 cumulative frequency. Then 20 to 30, there is given here 16. So now by using this data, we will write the frequency distribution table. Okay, now see the next one, number 3. Number 2 already done. Okay. This is the number 3. Here you can take the screenshot. So now frequency distribution table of ogive curve. Ogive curve in the graph 3 as follows. So now 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So here one important points I have to explain here. Okay, we all know range. What is the formula of range? Like if we write here range means highest value minus lowest value and then the plus 1. So here, what will be the range? Then like first one, if we find the range, highest value is 10, lowest value is 0. And then plus 1, there will be 10 plus 1 is equals to 11. Clear? Okay. Now here range is 11. Now find the range here. Highest value is highest value minus lowest value and the plus 1. Highest value is 20 and the lowest value is 10 and then plus 1. 20 minus 10 is equals to 10 plus 1 is equals to 11. So in every case we see here the range will be same, and that is the 11. So now sometimes unfortunately few assignment you can see here they are using 1 to 10. No, this is the mistake, and you have to start from 0 to 10, not 1 to 10. If you write here 1 to 10, the range of this interval will not the same with the range of second interval. So it must be started from 0. Now the next one, okay, now this is the done. Now the next, another most important question in the cricket match, which graph is used to explain the each over run, each over is score. So now if we see the graph here, like in the first graph, come back to the first graph. Okay, the right related x. Okay, now just 10 seconds. Okay, there is one important point. If we consider here 30 to 35, just erasing these two number, just if we write here, this is the first over, this is the first over, and the first over score is 7. This is the first over score is 7. In the same way, if we think this is the second over, so second over score is 4. So now if we consider this one is a third over and third over, so each score is 8. 8, 4 score, and the first over score is 7. So in the same way, third over, fourth over score is 6, and seventh over score is 4, and finally the next over is Mustafizur Rahman, and who's in this over score is 1 only. So now I think if we write here up to 6 over and their consecutive runs in the each over given below, so definitely we can say the first graph, the histogram graph, is used in the cricket match to show the each over run consecutively. So now our first answer is the first graph. Now we will explain first question answer. Okay, see here. In the graph of the in the game of cricket, the graph one is used to compare the runs scored per over each over, and the graph 3 is used. Okay, in the next part we will discuss about the graph 3. Now here just only first part answer, graph 1. So now how this the following is an argument in favor of my answer. That means our answer is shopokkhe jukti. Why I am thinking the first graph is used. So now considering each class interval from the graph 1 as over, considering class interval, each class interval as 1 over, and the frequency as run. That means in y-axis there will be run, and in x-axis each class interval considering as first over. So now there are total 6 consecutive class intervals. So there will be now 6 over, first over, second over, third over, fourth over, fifth over, sixth over, and the frequency will be converted as the run. So first frequency 7, 4, 8 up to this. Okay, now this is first part. Now explain and compare with the cricket match. So now here we see the second part. The first 6 over of a cricket team are placed x-axis and the obtained runs on y-axis. Then draw a graph which is similar to the histogram. Why I have been using here the similar? Because in the graph there are given here 30 to 35, but the question demand is each over. See, so each there, if we consider this is over, this is not the same 30 to 35 over, 5 over, but the question demand is each over. That's why we will consider this interval as 1 over. That means the first over. That's why we are using the similar to the histogram graph 1. So now here draw the graph according to the question demand. The y-axis, consider here the run, and the x-axis, this is over, first over to 6 over. First over score is 7. Here second over score is 4, and the third over score is 8. Fourth over score is around in the middle of the 6, 7, so 7. And fifth over score is 4. Sixth over score is only 1. So now each overrun the graph, a histogram graph is used to compare the each over. So don't forget to subscribe Triangular Kamal Academy. So now next. Okay, first second part of the question number 3. Okay, first we will show here graph 3 is used. See here, the graph 3 is used to compare the total runs of the two teams. Here keyword is two teams, not each teams. That compared to two teams. Okay, let's see the graph first. Then we will explain what is the graph number 3. Okay, this is the graph number 3. Okay, 1 points. Okay, in the first over, what we see here, if this is the first over, in the team scored 2. After second over, the team total run is 7, and after third over, the score is 16. And after fourth over, total score is 30. After fifth over, total score is 37. After sixth over, total score is 40. Okay, this is now first batting team. Now the second team, if we consider here second team, and their first over run is 5. Suppose, just think here, first over run is 5, and second over run is 10, and their third over run is 15. And their fourth over run is 25, and just consider here fifth over run is 30, and then the sixth over run is considered here 37. So now if we draw the graph, those the team who are betting now. So now to see this graph clearly, we will get one information which teams is now in good positions. And now see the second team, there after 6 over, there is total score is 35. And after 6 over in the same position, the first team score was 40. So now this is the cumulative frequency graph to compare the both team at the same times. We can compare both team whose teams is now in advanced level or in the good positions. So definitely our answer, second part of the third questions will be graph number 3 is used to compare the score of the total score of the two teams. Now we will explain this one formally to write the assignment. So everyone, here I think it's okay. Now here we see. So now take the screenshot. See your Kamal sir. Don't forget to subscribe it. Let's compare the third graph with the over and total runs of a cricket team over by over. Okay, now we will compare by placing overs at the x-axis. Place all overs in the x-axis and placing consecutive sum of the runs in per over in a y-axis. That means sum of the consecutive sum means cumulative frequency in y-axis. We get run graph, and this line like this is called the run graph. Although the first number in the run graph express the score obtained in the first over. Like first number, if this is the 2, this is score in the first over, and the last number, suppose this is 37, and this indicate the total score in after 6 over obtained in the first over. Last number indicate the total runs of the team in the allotted over. That means up to 6 over, the last number indicate total runs. The following is a graph of the runs consecutive. The following is the run consecutive. Following of the run consecutive runs. Following is the graph of the run. Following is the graph of the consecutive runs. I think it will okay. So now see the first graph here. The first teams, those who have done betting, the first over run is 2, second over run is 7, third over run is 16, fourth over run is 30, fifth over run is 37, and the next over run is 40. So first team done. Now we will compare this graph with the second team. Now we will make a graph of the total runs in the first 6 over of others team. That means second teams, and it is clear from the two graphs. So now we will compare the both graphs. Which teams is ahead till the first 6 over? This show the comparative progress of the two cricket teams. Always use the ogive curves. So now compare here. This is comparative graphs. The second teams. This is the first teams. Here also we can write the first team, and this is the graph of the second team and the second team. So to see this graph, up to first 3 over, second teams is in the good positions, but after third overs, the second teams is the graph is below. So now end after 6 over, what we see, second team total score 37, the first team score was 40. That means second team is not in the good position. So finally we can say, to compare the both teams score, we always use the cumulative frequency graph or ogive graph. That is our answer. So now, dear students, I hope this answer is very clear to all of you. If you understand my content, please subscribe my channel. So if you subscribe and comments and opinion will inspire me more to make the solution of the next assignment. And please, thank you so much. If you want like my content, share this content to your friends, and hope to see you all in the next assignment, and wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.